Welcome again. Today we're going to talk about facing our collective underworld. Yesterday we talked about our personal underworld, and today we look at the collective. Yes, we are, like it or not, part of the whole. Oh, I forgot to light the candle, didn't I? I'll do that right now. There we go. I've never done that before. Actually, let me finish reading what I was reading. Although we are individuals with our own identities, we operate as part of the collective, and we do have responsibility for all of it. Denial of that produces, well, the world we live in. Now, I take an aside from what I was just reading. I actually slept later this morning, and I have a house guest because I am in a workshop this weekend. One of my friends who lives in Iceland and Illinois in the United States is here in the guest room, and I'm trying to be a little bit quieter this morning on purpose. So I stayed in bed a little bit longer than I normally would and did not yet go into the meditation room this morning so as not to disturb her. In any case, as I said, we are responsible for the collective in ways that we may not even realize. And seeing ourselves as separate from the collective, which we all do. We all do. We all say that this is mine, it's not. This is mine, that's not. And that very idea that we try to separate ourselves from the whole may in fact be responsible for the creation of the world we live in, where everything is alienated from everything else. And that's what I mean by take responsibility for it. We have to see ourselves as part of this whole organism. And the collective is an organism. Earth is an organism. And we are part of Mother Earth. We are part of Father Sun, Father Sky. We are part of the cosmos. And we are also part of the human collective. We are part of the entire thing. And I keep being reminded as I meditate and think on these things that I am only contributing to the continuation of what has been, as long as I continue to see myself as not part of it. And yes, many times I would like to say, stop the world, I want to get off. I'd like to run away and get out of this mess that I see everywhere around me and not be part of it. I'd like to do that. Certainly with the issue of the battle with the banks and the courts and the governments that we all face. That we all face it, whether you're in as much of a predicament as it appears that I have been in. We all live in that environment. We have come into that manifestation of temporary reality. And those of us that are light workers have done so for the purpose of healing it. And maybe the Spirit is not leading you the same as Spirit is leading me. But I continue to have to examine and re-examine my relationship to everything around me. And for me, God is saying to me, Ron, you hold it all in your heart. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it, Ron? And I'll tell you, it's one of the more challenging questions that I am asked. Because I want to love it. But there's a part of me that doesn't. There's a part of me, truthfully, that hates the world around me. It really does. And I recognize both parts, and they're both me. And my challenge, my job, is to reconcile those two parts of me. And I submit to you that it may be your responsibility to do the same thing that I'm doing. And I sincerely believe that as we do those things, as we do that, as we reconcile those parts within ourselves in greater and greater numbers, we actually heal the world. We actually heal the collective. We actually shine light into the darkness, not by standing in opposition to it, but by being able to stand in our own truth, the truth that we are one and that it is part of us. This is not an easy thing for me, any more than it's easy for most of you. And I still don't always get it. I still don't always know how I'm supposed to behave, because I do not want to be the victim of injustice. I do not wish to be taken advantage of by what seems to be others. I do not. And neither do I expect anyone else to be any different place. The truth of the matter is, in the collective, we are individuals, having our own identity crisis, especially at this time in the ninth wave, when all these underworlds are being opened, when all these things that have been hidden are becoming conscious again. This is the challenge that we face. And we must face it. We must face it and take responsibility that we helped create it. And we did that by being at war, by being in constant conflict with our environment and with those around us. And my heart sinks even as I say the words. My heart sinks because a part of me still doesn't completely get it. To strike that balance between standing in my personal power and standing in love. I still don't completely get it, and I ponder these things. And it's something that I feel that I'm going to have to deal with in a greater and greater way. And we as light workers together need to be supporting ourselves in this tremendous task that we have of facing the collective underworld and coming to it and standing in it from a place and in a place of love. I am not suggesting, nor do I plan, to lay down and let the world and let the collective that we have been entrapped in and are entrapped in, the matrix, if you will, to let that rule me and dominate me. Again, I'm searching for and asking Spirit to help me to do all what feels like and seems like something that is almost impossible, to both take my stand for what is true, what is right, what is just, what is peaceful, and to say, no, stop it, no more. I'm not going to be pressed into the mold of the world. I'm going to be transformed by renewing my mind and seeing new ways, by creating new opportunities for myself to actually change the world that I'm living in, from darkness to light, from separation to unity, to love all because I am part of all. As I said, This is a great challenge for me, and it's a great challenge for each of us. And I'm asking each of you to be willing to meditate on these things. I mean, really go deep. And ask your higher self, how can I help heal the situation, the circumstances of our world? How can I help heal not just my individual expression, but how can I help heal the very collective in which I find myself experiencing life? It's a deep question, something to consider, and I'm asking you to do exactly that today. Thank you for listening. Namaste, and God bless you.